Hello and welcome to another unboxing video. I haven't done one of these for a little while, basically because I've been so busy with all the paint and glue miniature stuff, and that leaves very little time to do things like this. But anyway, today I'm looking at a set of 3D resin printed figures, and these are modern Ukrainians. So I've been following the war in Ukraine since it started, and always wanted to go there, especially after my daughter went there a few years ago. She did the Chernobyl trip. So my interest has been quite deep into the conflict that's going on over there, and I thought I'd like to make myself a little Ukrainian Army. So these figures are designed by a chap called Matthew Hingley, and he operates as Elheim on my mini factory at Elheim, ELHEIM, on my mini factory where I get a lot of my figures from. These are two sets. So the set on the left is standard infantry, and the set on the right is the anti-tank squad. $10 each for 5 figures, $2 an STL file. So I've based them and mounted them, and done my usual white spray undercoat, and then I normally put a black Nuln Oil wash over them, but this time I used somebody else's wash, and I don't think it's quite as good as Nuln Oil. It seemed to have sort of turned the figure quite grey, rather than highlighting the details. So these probably look a little bit different to the other figures that I've got, the other videos that I've done. So these are standard infantry poses, and they are very nice figures, print out very well. They only come in fact they don't come as STL files, they come as OBJ files, which you can load into the slicer, but they don't come pre-supported, so you do your own supports. And I tend to find I use Chitubox, and I tend to find that just putting on the light supports on auto mode usually works out very well. And I do add I probably add a couple of my own supports under the feet just to give them some extra stability, but other than that I leave it on the default setting. So you can see the detail on the figures. Some of these little bumps on the legs and things are just actually grains of sand that got stuck whilst I was basting them up and putting the PVA glue and then the sand on. So they're not part of the model, they're just a bit of extraneous debris that I've picked up. So nice detail. The ammo pouches, chap's wearing goggles. Is he wearing goggles? He's got goggles on his helmet, perhaps he isn't. Flak jacket details, and the packs on the back, on the belt, and the nice detail on the weapon. So that's the first squad. And then it's got a special weapons squad for another $10. So these the javelin, the NLAW, and an RPG. So let's look at javelin. This guy kneeling. I follow some of the official Ukrainian Twitter feeds and some unofficial ones, and certainly in the first half of the war you saw a lot of footage from javelins and in-laws of them destroying tanks. Again, a nice little figure, nicely detailed weapon. And then to the in-laws. So he's got his rifle slung over his shoulder while he's firing. And this guy's just carrying his over his shoulder. And then we've got two RPG guys. So one standing. And one kneeling. So, I should mention that they're actually 1/72nd scale figures. I don't game in 1/72nd. I only game in 1/56. So these are upscaled, and I generally upscale 1/72nd files by 128% to bring them up to 156. I don't know if I've got a 156 figure over here somewhere. I think this is a warlord, British Army. I mean, given that he's slightly crouched over and running, I mean, they're not too dissimilar really in terms of size and scale. Although the warlord one is perhaps a little bit chunkier. Anyway, I'm very pleased with those figures. Not sure how I'm going to sort out the camouflage. I've done some modern French camo recently. I think these might be a little bit more difficult, but anyway, I'll see how I get on and perhaps report back later. So that's the modern Ukrainian infantry at Elheim on my mini factory website. Thanks for watching.